And we are now live. We are back. We've been 2 weeks since we've last posted. And we didn't,
MIA, man.
yeah. So I'd like to welcome all of you viewers to the DLC podcast where we talk games, movies, and all things in between. I'm Isaac. That's Jacob.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back.
Now, there's an explanation on why we just went and didn't say nothing. Well, long story short, I had burnout from college, burnout from work, and surprisingly, doing this. So I needed a recovery period. So I took a week off, chilled, and then I wasn't ready yet, so I took another week off and went on a little road trip. I went to go see Angel, who was, the beautiful colored angel. Chilled with him for a bit. And then I went to see my other brother and chilled with him, played a little Top Golf. And though it was fun, I got zero sleep because Angel lied to me about the air mattress being big. It was a single one, so that kind of sucked. And at my brother's place, he has another person living there, so I didn't have a bed to sleep on. So I was sleeping on the floor with a couple of mats. So my back was kind of hurting. So though I did have a great time, I would do it again. Just better plan next time. But I am happy to be back, sleeping in my bed, and yeah, getting back to it. And some things are, for me at least, some things that changed. I'm relocating jobs, so for the time being, I got more time to invest to this. Editing, learning how to work Photoshop properly, which is what I've really been wanting to do. I got tired of having to do doing this, editing late, and basically
do you have Photoshop?
I have a free version. It's not called Photoshop. But
if you want actual Photoshop, I can give it to you for your Mac.
I will take that.
Okay.
But yeah, so
it's an older version, but it's still really good.
I can make it work. I forget what it's called, but it's basically a bare bones version of Photoshop. It's just free. That's all good.
Cool.
But yeah, no. So hopefully, with the more time I have, production would look better, more consistent, and yeah. And as you notice, we're missing two of our people. Angel and Trey are busy, and that's cool. We'll have them back next week, hopefully. And yeah, so that's what I've been up to. That's why we haven't been recording, and Jacob's just been working, living life, and
this family, man.
Man.
I tried to stay active on Instagram, so
yes.
If y'all follow us on Instagram at Do Let's Chat, you would have noticed. But then I got tired as well, so
we'll get better at that too. But like I say, one more thing. As many of you know, we are from Dallas. We reside in Dallas. And my little Luca, he tried his best.
He leads the leads in technical fouls, apparently.
And he's also a gangster. So there you go. Get this man some help.
Yeah. My thing is, I feel we underused Porzingis, man.
No, see, all right. I know this isn't a sports channel, but we talk all things in between, all right? And the Madden's a game, so whatever. Or 2K. We did. Rick Carlisle needs to learn he doesn't have only Dirk anymore. Because I feel Rick Carlisle so used to having only one star to run offense through that he's not used to having two. So if he doesn't adjust that this offseason, he has to go.
Yeah. Which I don't want him to go, because when he was active, he was very helpful. I mean, he's helpful defensively, which is surprisingly because he's more of an offensive player. But it was so frustrating seeing him wide open and they don't pass on the ball.
I got mad seeing him standing on the outside behind the arc instead of inside the paint.
Yeah, but I feel they're doing the spread to have Luka.
No, but that's the thing though. They're doing that to help Luka.
Yeah.
But with him and Luka on the floor, you use Luka to spread the floor for KP.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. We're a young team. I mean, people forget Luke is only 22 years old. All right, so
I just
that's
don't want Porzingis to get traded. I feel that that's going to happen.
his contract's too big. No one's trading for him, so we're good on that end. He doesn't deserve to be traded. I think he's still good. But
Oh yeah, I agree.
But yeah. So this is our sports talk. Now that's not what you're here for. You're here to this is a late movie review. We're known for doing late movie reviews, and I'm okay with that. But this one is about Zack Snyder's zombie film. I can't remember now. But
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. That's what it's called.
I remember it because I brought it up in the podcast a while back because I was excited for this one. I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. I don't like the dude. I don't like his movies, but I was excited for this one.
Dawn of the Dead was pretty good.
Okay, this is what I want to say. Because M. Night Shyamalan gets a lot of flack. M. Night Shyamalan knows how to tell a story. He just doesn't know how to close it. Zack Snyder has a great idea, but doesn't know how to tell the story of his great idea.
Yeah. So, all right. So just to get right into it, my expectations were drastically low. Okay, and for those of you who actually care, this is a spoilers review, but we're not spoiling nothing. My 1 out of 10, no, 1 out of 5. I'll be fair. Just do 1 out of 5. I feel like that's a more accurate. Yeah, I give it a 1.5 out of 5.
Okay. I mean, I went in there already kind of expecting it not to be good, just because it's a Snyder film. I would give it a 2.5. Because I feel I catch myself wanting to rewatch it. But I know that if I do, I'm probably going to get even more disappointed. It's a conflict feeling because a part of me is like, it wasn't a bad movie, but it was a bad movie.
Okay, so I get we'll give takes. I mean, let me just name off some things that I found were wrong with it, right? And then we'll just bounce off of that. So a lot of the movie could have been ended over with first 30 minutes if communication was there with everyone. Okay. So first off, the casting, right? So okay, the introduction to the movie itself, not so much where the whole situation happens, like the car accident, like that. I thought that was just lazy, but I felt like that was trying to be a comedy thing, and just that alone, I was kind of like, all right, cool. But
I will say that with the trailers, it showed itself that it was going to be more of a comedy zombie movie. To me, anyways. Watching the trailers, that's what it felt they were pushing or leaning towards, was a comedy style zombie movie, which is why I was kind of excited. The beginning was, I guess, a little comedy-esque, yeah, but I think overall it failed to deliver the comedy aspect of it.
I had his moments, but
as much as they were pushing for it, I mean, it could have been me just over expecting it from the trailer, but it, like I said, to me, I feel like they played it off as a comedy, and it was more of a survival zombie movie with comedy scenes in it off and on. Yeah. And truth be told, some of the comedy moments were more awkward than funny.
Yeah. So the casting with Batista, right? I thought Batista was amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree. I like Batista in this. I find it funny that he declined to do Suicide Squad to do this movie.
And honestly, I'm happy he didn't do Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that movie was garbage.
Yeah, at least this one.
Go ahead.
have anything to pull from for a fan base to be like with Suicide Squad, like that's not how this character is, that character, so on and so forth. They're all new characters. It's a whole new movie. It's whatever, and yeah. So I mean, that's I think Batista went in like I'm just gonna do me and whatever, right? Which was fine. I actually prefer him over The Rock as a wrestling movie actor. Surprisingly, like I feel like The Rock only has one thing. It's you're either he's an action comedy guy.
Yeah.
They act the same, and you know what? I mean, Batista hasn't shown much range himself, but I feel like he has potential. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, I'm going to just say I think the reason you probably feel that way is just The Rock has been overdone.
Yeah, but I do find it funny too that John Cena's in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
and they have like a rivalry, or they did have a rivalry in the WWE, WWF era, you know. So I mean, it's whatever. But anyways, the beginning of it, when they start showing the character introductions and all that, I'm like, oh, this is like a Left 4 Dead kind of thing, you know. It looked like you had like a little character selection, you know. There's this character, that character, that character. I'm like, all right. And I will say I did like the evolution of the lady, where like obviously she's just a mom with a gun to where, you know, she's leading the charge, saving people, and then I mean I don't know why she didn't push the daughter, and she kind of just like, okay, you'll die with me, that's fine. But
no, the daughter ran back to her.
I know, and I would have thrown her ass back.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Like what the hell, bro? And then she got.
As a parent, I would have too. I would have picked her up and just tossed her.
Not even as a parent. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, kid. I'm already been big. Go live.
Yeah.
Like basically, she did all that for you, just for you to die still. But yeah. And then when so the whole concept of the movie, for those who didn't watch it, and if you did watch it, is obviously the money, right? The money inside the safe that that
going for one last heist,
one last hoorah, right?
Yep.
But I mean, before I go on, like what stuck out for you?
So for me, like I said, I came in this expecting a comedy. There was funny moments, but it wasn't much of a comedy. Overall, it was a pretty bad movie, but there was a lot of the movie I did like. The beginning, not the car wreck part, but like the introduction, I thought was well done. I do like how like they pushed how chaotic it was going. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed most of the cast. Some of the cast were kind of grating, and I don't know if it was the actors themselves or the characters they were portraying.
I feel like it was the characters themselves, not so much the actors. Because the actors, I mean, they get a script, they gotta read the script. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, you're still an actor, and you still put your own twist to how you portray the character.
Yeah.
And like, there's bad actors. There's actors that just aren't good. And are like forcing the lines and forcing their presence, which I don't like.
Yep. And I got one tiny gripe. I told this to Jacob. I'm about to off this movie real quick. I gotta jump back to MK. So Hiroyuki Sanada is in this movie, speaking pretty good English. They couldn't have Scorpio speaking English. Bihan is speaking English, but they couldn't have him speaking English.
I mean, he said English. He said 3 English words, man.
And then the rest in Japanese. And I was
That's
just
right.
like, bro.
I mean, that's all. He was in hell, bro. He couldn't afford the tuition. That's all they taught him. College is expensive in the real world. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot worse in hell where you're being tormented. Then again, he did overcome hell.
He became hell.
Yeah.
I feel like once I saw, like, I literally paused the movie and was like, so y'all really just not want the man speaking English in that movie.
Maybe
But-
they couldn't want to say other English words.
Oh, that made me upset. But outside of that, so I mean, he was great though. I liked him. I liked him as like the boss guy. But yeah, so basically the whole gang that they show in the movie, as Jacob said, they're going for one last hurrah, right? Now, after Mr. Sonata tells them the mission, he could have at easy. So the end of the movie. By the end of the movie, the whole point of the mission wasn't the money. It was to get a sample of an alpha. Because, so okay, there's zombies and there's alphas. They're both zombies, but an alpha is a knowledgeable zombie that was bitten by the first zombie. And then the regular zombies are the ones bitten by the other alphas. Not by him.
Think alpha zombies as Walking Dead, the first zombies that were almost able to open doors.
Yeah.
Before that series just went downhill.
Yeah. So I mean, but more physical. Like they're like, think Captain America, but zombified. That's what the alphas are. So the whole mission was them for to get the head. They literally could have told them, "Hey, we want a head. It's worth 10 times the amount that's in the safe, which just makes it worth $2 billion, right?" You still could have gave them $200 million if you wanted to, or the $50 million, and I'm sure they would have been happy with that. They would be like, okay. And what aggravated me is that they didn't do that. And when they go in there, literally the zombies that they want are right there. They summon them. You can literally bust the cap, get the head, bounce, and yeah, the other alphas will know and possibly break out. But that nuclear warhead that's gonna hit may wipe them out. But at the same time, they had like 2 days, right? And then they got cut.
Yeah, I want to say they had 3 days and they got cut to 1.
So obviously that may have made things complicated because maybe they would have escaped. But either way.
But my thing is, it got cut to 1 while they're already there.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, okay, time gets cut. Let everything happen that's happened, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But once like the timer hits you, I would have been like, all right, guys, look, we're not here for the money, all right? We want the head. Let's get the head. Let's get out. Not, I'm gonna wait to the very last minute and then make my escape. Get the head, bounce, the nuclear warhead will wipe them out. And you're fine. But no.
So here's my take on that. One, I feel that maybe they didn't want to tell them the real mission because, you know, if you tell them, hey, you're going to go in there and sell a lot of money and a part of that money's yours, people are more inclined to do it. To whereas, okay, you're going to go fight these smart A zombies that are responsible for all of this to get their head and bring it back to me, and then we'll pay you. They're probably like, well, you know, we want the money. And so they're probably worried that they would have declined the mission because he was already limited on resources to take. Like he was limited on who he can have go into the area.
Well, my thing is, he doesn't. The thing is, like, I'm sure Batista, with him being the leader, he could have worded it in a way to where they're just like, all right, get the mission, grab that, bounce. Like he could say this ain't for the money, we're doing it for science to find a cure in case something like this happens again. And they would have been like, okay, bet. And then we're getting paid for it. And then we're getting paid for it.
Like all those people seem like they wanted money. They wanted money.
I mean, for me, actually,
except for was it Guzma, the Mexican dude?
Yeah,
he just wanted fame.
No, the thing is, the only one that, in my opinion, that actually wanted the money was Batista. Let's see what his name is. Amari Hardwick or Vendero, whatever. The dude with the saw, right?
Yeah.
Him and the mechanic chick really actually wanted the money. The guy with the safe, who is my favorite character, by the way. I feel like him, the Mexican dude, and the chick are there for the experience.
I mean, they're there. Yeah.
All right.
I,
So
I feel. I mean, I still feel. I still feel that telling them the true mission would have been more of a risk, especially since the plan was for that one guy
oh
to leave everybody there and
Yeah.
off everybody.
yeah,
The plan was for them to die anyways.
yeah.
So I feel like, okay, we get this head, simple mission. Now let's go home. It's harder to get rid of them.
But my thing is, why would you want to get like? I mean, obviously it's greed, right? It's
Oh yeah,
greed.
it's great.
But-
Yeah,
A smart business decision would just be like, no, give what you owe, and pocket
Yeah.
the rest. Like
yeah,
out of the $2 billion, bro, 50 mil is chump change. Like, you're really gonna be petty over 50 mil. And here's another thing, right? Here's another thing. So in the movie, the guy that Mr. Sonata, his character, sends off with them, sets up a girl to die.
yeah.
That girl goes straight gangster and kills everything in her path, jumps out a window. And here's the thing, they could have saved her. She had a opening with zombies coming towards her. All they had to do was help clear out some zombies and she would have made it. But no, they just stare at her like, oh, she dead. Like, no, shoot your gun. Now, obviously, she dies, but as she's being bitten, instead of saying, that guy planned this, she says, just run. Now, think of
Yeah.
this. She says that. They kill that dude. They still do the job. They bounce and get the money. And the alphas are not chasing them.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
also like,
That's one I can't defend because even when I saw that, I was even griping to my wife about that. I was like, I mean, it's like literally you said like two sentences. At any point you couldn't say, don't trust that dude right there, or you know, whatever his name is, because they knew his name. Don't trust Bobby or whatever the F the dude's name was. Or like he did this to me. Like any words of that sort would have helped out because they already doubted the dude.
yeah.
They just needed proof. They just needed proof, and that could have been proof. But instead, she's just like,
Okay.
nah.
And one more thing. Let's rewind before. Let's rewind that.
Mo-
She tells
Movie has to
him.
continue.
No. So they're about to walk through sleeping zombies, and she decides this is the best time to tell him that I know he's up to something.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna call him out when we're safe. I'm gonna do it at the most dangerous time for plot direction.
yeah. I mean, the movie has to go. The movie has to continue.
And I told Jacob this before. Zack Snyder has a zombie baby fetish.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
That was so weird.
That it was a bit strange. How does that even work? I don't even know. I don't
I
even
mean,
want to
he
know.
had like blue veins pulsing through. There was a
Yeah, I don't know. Because you're dead inside. There shouldn't be nothing. But
they're
then again,
alphas.
zombies don't really exist. It's all fantasy, so you just make
Yeah.
it up as you go. Like I said, I feel Zack Snyder has great ideas. He just cannot tell a story.
No, and then so one of my favorite scenes in the movie, right? Oh, there's a couple, right? But this one in particular was when so they have a German guy, right? Is he German?
Yeah, he's German.
He is horny for safes for lock picking,
Yeah,
and this safe is the top of it's the cream of the crop. You know, it's the one.
Ludwig is his name.
Ludwig. Okay, that is the one safe that if he cracked he cracked them all.
Yeah,
And the whole time, you know, he's just having fun, right? He's scared, but like he shoots a zombie 5 times. He's all like dancing, and the dude with the saw is kind of like annoyed with him, right? Like, and the one time he gets serious is when he's trying to open up the safe, and you know he's making it seem like, man, and they came in, distracted him, like, now I gotta start all over. You know what that means? And I'm over thinking, oh, he has like an hour or some change. He's over doing the calculator on his watch. Like, it'll take me 30 minutes of silence. I'm like, 30 minutes? That's go at it, right? And Batista's character's daughter has to go. She's one of the annoying characters who almost gets them
Yes.
all killed.
Yes.
And the other one is Maria. She's
I would,
another.
yeah, she was. I would say his daughter was the absolute most annoying character in this movie.
Yeah. So the daughter chooses to go because her friends in there that has kids, and she's trying to do the right thing by doing the wrong thing. One of my favorite scenes was when Maria is telling Batista she's pouring out everything to him when there's like 5 minutes left to live. He is worried about his daughter and so on and so forth. But the amazing thing happened. Then the elevator door opened. A zombie came out, walked up to her, grabbed her by the head, and did a whole 180.
Yep, that was
AC
beautiful.
And then you see a tear drop, and I'm like, that's gangster. That's dope. I love that.
I was happy. Like she wasn't too annoying except for that one moment. My thing is, okay, let's look at the whole view here. We were told 3 days or 2 days. Now we have like hours, like 2.5 hours. We have zombies all around us. We need to escape. There's a guy we don't trust somewhere lurking. And you pick the time while we're trying to escape to pause everything, to throw a fit about your feelings about what is this? What's the meaning of this? It's like, it's a mission. Would you expect? But now you want to risk everybody's lives because you want to pour out your feelings and get pissed and not even be straightforward. Drop hints that you're mad. Not even come out and say why you're upset. So you're stalling even more. I was happy she died. I clapped. I still clap. That was so annoying. Oh wait, I'm just going to risk everybody's lives for you to guess what I'm feeling. I don't know. Rant over. I was just.
And just to finish it, because I'm kind of tired of talking about this movie. At the very end, I will say the pilot chick. I dug her, bro.
Pilot chick, yeah. Pilot
She was
chick
like,
was
she was
dope.
straight up. She was like, she literally said, "Look, what's the rules here? Because obviously you need me to fly, so obviously I'm important. You're
Yeah.
the leader, so you're important. Like I need to know who will die first if need be, because obviously it can't be me or you. So I want to make sure, like she's securing, like, look, y'all gotta keep me safe. And it's like I'm no, and she legit said, like, look, I ain't trying to hate. I'm just trying to get that. Like she was dope. I loved her a lot, dude. Like her, like yeah. And the Mexican dude, that dude, he died, but he went out blazing, dude.
Like
Like,
a
he
G. Yeah.
yeah, he like I don't even think he even cared for the money, like you said, dude. He was just going
He was there
off
for-
and then
oh.
grenaded it up and called it a day. But I will say, the tiger, I thought the tiger was pretty cool.
Yeah, Tiger was dope.
I thought that was a satisfying death when he killed the undercover agent.
Yeah.
But
So my thing is like with the undercover agent too. Like Coyote, the other chick who was there with the undercover agent, also could have spoken up.
yeah,
But she
was
waited
pretty cool,
till
though.
the last. She was, but she waited till the last minute to bring it up. Though she did f him over in the end, which was amazing. And I respect how she went out. I mean, honestly, the only characters I really didn't like was Maria and the daughter.
Okay, yeah. And here's one more thing, right? So by this point of the movie, they're on a helicopter. There's like 2 minutes, or not like 5 minutes left, or 10 minutes, whatever. You gotta bounce. A
Yeah.
nuclear bounce coming, and you have alphas chasing you. They're on the plane, or the helicopter. But Batista decides to stand there, look at his daughter, like, and then that lets the alphas catch up. He's like, "Oh snap!" And then he hops in the helicopter, and then the alpha hops back in the helicopter too. And it's her, the girl that she saved, that was a friend. They save her, and him, which they end up crashing. She survives. Everyone else dies. So she literally went in there for no reason.
Yeah.
and she survives. Now here's another thing. So the dude with the saw was fighting the main alpha. He gets his wrist broken, and then homeboy, the German guy, puts him in the safe. Now it looks like he's going in the safe too, right? But he decides to like, no. It's almost close. I'm gonna hop out real quick and push it close. I'm like, what? And then the main alpha kills him, right?
Yeah.
And then he comes out at the end of the movie. He comes out, his wrist totally fine. Now, maybe because he found out he was bitten, it gave him superpowers and he regenerated.
So I do want to backtrack a little bit about the daughter real quick. I love the fact that Batista's like, you're not going because you're going to risk the whole team, and ends up killing the whole team.
Yeah, because he had to go look for her because she ran off on her own.
Yeah, and the whole thing is like, you're going to save someone who risked their lives, which is idiotic. Word to the wise out there: if someone's going to risk their lives to do something stupid, don't go risking your lives to save them. They made their choice.
Yeah, they already paid. They paid the bill.
Yeah,
it's either you come out on top or you die. They've already.
You don't risk your life for people making stupid decisions. That's not a smart thing to do.
Now people will say, "Well, she needed money to help her kids. Get a job."
My thing is, you would have got money, and so what? It wouldn't have done much. You're still stuck in a camp.
Well, it was to buy their way out of the camp. She needed 5 Gs to buy her way out of the camp. But in real world, most people could just run out of find a way to escape, and maybe have another coyote there. Whatever. I digress. But
anyway, it was frustrating that she was the only one that survived, and she's the reason everybody else died.
Mm-hmm.
I will say,
well, granted, we don't know if she died. They never really showed her that she died, but Batista gave her the daughter because they gave him a stack of money just to hold on to, and he gave it to his daughter and like buy the kids a house or something.
Yeah. But with the other guy, Vander, the one with the saw.
Yeah.
I did see someone debating if he really got bit. Because they're like, where would he have got bit? Because when the alpha is going in to bite him,
that was the arm,
Ludwig. Right? Well, he's going to bite him on the shoulder. Yeah, Ludwig actually stops him from doing it and interrupts it, and then throws him into the safe. So when did he get bit? So I feel like they messed up that part, but
the alpha, I will say the way that the alphas looked was pretty cool. I like the fact that he had a meta helmet on, knowing, and he had this cape because he had the whole cape and spear because obviously he saw the statue, and it was like that's why he made that his base and dressed the part, right?
Yeah.
But also this movie could also ended at the very beginning because the lady over the radio was like, "Hey, they're telling the containers open, like get your men out of there. Don't just say, hey, there's a zombified super mutant in there. Tell you guys get in a position and shoot them, because obviously he's not invulnerable to bullets. He can die by bullets.
You just gotta shoot him in the head.
Yeah, and I mean, just you guys are military grade people. Y'all can't do that. But I don't know.
I mean, descendants of stormtroopers. My thing with that. Yeah, the movie could have ended right then and there if they would have just had good communication. But that can be said with a lot of movies, right? I like.
Yeah, but other movies tend to validate that, though.
Not all the time, no.
Not all the time. But I said some movies can validate it. This is not one of those movies that validates it.
No, they can't. They can't validate it. No, it was still terrible. But I agree with pitch meeting. Screen it on YouTube where they asked like, oh, so the movie can continue, like that's why. Because she could have just been like, oh yeah, not even tell them what's in there, just tell them get in the car and drive off instead of saying run. You're not going to outrun this dude, but you can probably outdrive him. So, but
and one more thing too. So he killed a soldier by ripping his jaw off. How did he turn into a zombie?
I'm just gonna throw, like I said,
You
I don't know
never
why.
bit him.
I don't know why I'm trying to defend this movie, but I'm just gonna say maybe the particles in his nails. We have 30 fingernails. We got bacteria in here. Maybe when he ripped the jaw, some of that bacteria got in his
He pulled
bloodstream.
the
I
jaw
don't know.
out and came up like And the same thing. Obviously, he didn't zombify anybody. He can't
Right,
bite.
he
He
can't
can't
bite.
bite. Like if that was that alpha, I would have looked at him like, yeah, you're useless.
Yeah, no, that he's just a body shield at that point.
Yeah, but
So
yeah, so that's that. We're done with that. So, and if you liked it, kudos. I mean, there's movies out there that are terrible that I like.
like I said, I liked it to the point where it was a great idea. It just wasn't made well. I still feel like it's a movie I would watch again, just because I do like where it was going. It just wasn't executed well.
I wouldn't watch it again, but I will say I do want to play Dead Rising 2.
Yeah, it makes you, yeah, for sure. I will say this though. I want to say today actually, they released a small video of Guza. Was that his name? Guza? Let me look.
The German guy?
No, the Mexican dude.
Oh, well, he's dead.
Well, yeah, he's dead, but they released like a YouTube video of like his channel.
Oh, okay.
Of him like shooting, and whatnot. So that was actually pretty cool. So if y'all want to check that out, it's on YouTube. I think it's on Netflix too.
He's from Texas, so representing.
Yeah. I will say this. I also like the security guard, the a-hole, the guy that's on Luke Cage.
Theo Rossi, yes.
Yeah. I felt
that he was severely underutilized.
He was. I felt like he's a good actor.
Oh, he's great. I like him. Like I became you know him from Luke Cage. I know him from Sons of Anarchy.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, poor dude. They do some things to juice. I'm gonna put it this way: they make him into some juice. Yeah, they squeeze some oranges. Anyways,
but yeah, I like that he was in there. Like I said, cast wise, I thought it was great. Idea wise, it was a great idea. Execution, not so much.
Yeah, I haven't even watched the Snyder Cut yet. Since I got some more time now, I may dabble in that. Hopefully, it's not too bad. It's gonna be a great movie, Jacob. It's gonna be a good movie.
My thing, here's my issue with that, and it goes back to why I'm not a big fan of Zack Snyder. When you have to make your own cut to make a movie good, to me that's kind of sad.
I mean, it's because they only used half of his movie, and then they gave it to Age of Ultron guy to finish it off, and Age of Ultron guy sucks. I can't remember his name because it's not worth remembering. But
I mean, like with Army of the Dead, why is there a Zack Snyder cut? It should just be the movie.
What do you mean, Zack Snyder cut?
I thought you just said there was a Zack Snyder cut.
No,
what are you talking about?
Justice League.
Oh, okay, all right. My thing is, like, why would they make a Zack Snyder cut of Army of the Dead? No. That makes more sense now.
Yeah, no. But normally, like, the plan was to talk about RE8 Village, but Trey and Angel are here. But I feel like I kind of just want to give it my rating of it, and then I'll explain it should I explain it now, or should I explain it when the boys are here?
I said we just explain when the boys are here, because I do want to get on to a topic that one of our listeners recommended me. He wanted our hot take. Since we're doing hot takes, he wanted our hot take on the new Venom movie. What our opinion is. Do we feel if it's rushed? Do we feel if it's going to be good? Is it going to live up to the hype?
Well, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first, because you've actually seen the first movie. I haven't.
Okay, so here's how I rate my hype for a movie. I rate it on the phone call I give to Jacob.
That's true.
Because whenever a trailer
does
comes
call me.
out, I call Jacob.
He does.
And from the tone of my voice, Jacob could tell how I'm feeling, if I'm hyped or if I'm not hyped. Do you remember my feeling was when I called you about the Carnage trailer?
I want to say you felt more concerned about the movie than anything.
So I called Jacob and I was like, hey, did you see the new Venom trailer? And you said, oh, obviously you didn't watch it.
No, I did. I said I actually did.
Oh, you did? Okay. Then you're
Yeah.
like, what do you think of it? I'm just like, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. Oh, because look, here's my personal reason, right? And the thing is, I hope I'm wrong. You know, so the thing is, Angel should be here because he's the bigger, knowledgeable Venom
Right.
fan. So we'll circle around to this when he's back, and we'll just do like a little short version of it. But basically, for me, growing up, Venom was a dope villain, right? Like, he is on the Mount Rushmore of villains in the Marvel universe. And when I saw the first movie, right, I went with Chano, and I told him, like, look, man, it's Sony. They're not known for doing really good movies. I will say Into the Spider-Verse was top tier, one of the best movies they've done involving Spider-Man.
Yeah.
After watching that, I was just like, this sucks. And not in the sense of the movie wasn't good. It just sucks that what they did to Venom. So obviously you don't see Venom for about 30% of the beginning of the movie, you know, and then you see him here and there. And the thing is, I feel personally he looks great. I think his voice is like everything about him is great. I just hate that they made Venom the loser of all the symbiotes. Like, he's the one that sucks. And I'm just like I said, y'all can correct me. I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to Spider-Man. That's Jacob and Angel, right? But those symbiotes came from Venom. Am I wrong about that?
No, I mean they're their own race.
Is that what it is? I could have sworn they came
Yeah,
from
they're
him.
their own race. No. That symbiote came down, but they actually have their own world,
Oh,
their own.
Yeah, I know that.
Stuff,
And apparently
so.
they're all about peace and love over there. Well, that's because in the comic, you know how he got into Venom, I mean, on Deadpool, and that's why he became crazy.
Yeah, that yeah.
That's what they did. But anyways,
I mean, I felt like that was like later on, and I
Yeah.
feel like that wasn't. I personally feel like that wasn't canon at first. I don't know if. I don't know. I feel like that was a stretch. Yeah.
Even so, they're their own race, right? That's what, the 7 deadly sins? Is that what they're called? Or something like
The
that?
symbiotes?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Angel knows more about symbiotes than I do, so he might be able to tell you. I know enough, but I know more Spider-Man.
Yeah, so anyways, you don't
And
really see them.
for those listening, there
Correct
is
us.
a difference. Okay, you can read Spider-Man, but symbiotes actually have their own
Yeah.
lore.
They actually have one going on right now where like they're taking over the world. It's pretty legit. I kind of want to get into that. I mean, like, you can correct this in the comments, of course. I'm always okay to being corrected. But okay, so to me, Venom's top dog. The movie's based on him. He's top dog, right? So first off, those symbiotes, they die. They're shown, but they die. So I'm like, that's pretty cool, I guess.
It's interesting.
The fighting scenes are pretty okay, you know. It's all right. I feel Venom is used more for comic relief.
In the movie or in the comics?
In the movie.
Okay.
The camera froze. That's all good. Uh, yeah, he's more, and like towards the end it picks up a bit, but all in all, when I left that movie thinking like it's not what I wanted. Now, is it Spider-Man 3 bad? No.
I remember you calling me and you liking it, and then calling me the next couple days because you went and watched it a second time, and was like, "Yeah, I think just my overexcitement, covered
Blinded
my
me.
eyes for
Yeah.
blinded you." So, because I remember you saying it's not a terrible movie, but it's not a good Venom movie.
And so and at the end, you know, they got Woody Harrelson. They went to the Dollar Tree, found a red wig, tossed it on his head, and say, "Hey, say let there be carnage." And then voila, and we're like, "Oh, Carnage is making an entrance." Cool.
That was in the first movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I see this one, the trailer of this movie. Venom is still comic relief. Venom. I mean, Carnage now. Carnage. So the thing with Venom, and I told Jacob this, that's what Angel this, that's what everyone does. The one thing I want, and people say you got to do Spider-Man 3. No, I didn't. It's not the same. The one thing I want is my Venom, the big Venom, or not the oversized, not the Ultimate one, more like the Amazing Spider-Man one, the one from our cartoon. I want that Venom with the huge white spider.
Yeah.
I want to see that Venom on the big screen. That's the one I want. And yeah, I mean, obviously he's not gonna get that, or at least not.
I mean, my thing is, like I said, I haven't seen the first one, but it would have been nice if they would have actually kind of like teased it, at least.
Yeah. And so Woody Harrelson as Carnage, or I think it's like Cassidy, right?
Cassidy, yeah.
Yeah. I think that was good. I feel like he's good for it. They got him an actual proper wig, so he looks natural with hair. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they didn't really show much, fortunately. But it's one of those, like, if y'all didn't make it, I would have been okay. And
So your expectations for the second movie, then, would you say are kind of low?
I won't say Army of the Dead low, but I'm excited to watch it for content.
Okay, it's pretty bad.
I'm excited.
Wasn't
to watch
expecting that. Like I said, I haven't seen the first one yet. I do plan on watching it. So one of the concerns that I've been hearing is that Sony is making it, and you know, this could be a sour opinion, but I feel Sony's done pretty good by the Spider-Man movies. I loved Amazing Spider-Man. A lot of people say, well, the reason there isn't an Amazing Spider-Man 3 is because Sony tanked Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I'm just going to clear that up. That's false. The reason there isn't a third Spider-Man 3 is because Andrew Garfield stood up the CEO of Sony and pissed them off, and then got fired. So that's why we didn't get an Amazing Spider-Man 3. I personally feel Sony did good by the Spider-Man movies. Even Spider-Man 3, though it was the worst, I didn't feel it was that bad per se.
Green
I still
Goblin,
enjoy.
Venom, Sandman, all in one movie.
Yeah, it was too much, and they tried to do too much. But
The one thing
I don't know.
good about that movie is Tobey Maguire's little dance, and
Yes,
that's the only thing I take from that movie.
I still didn't think it was that bad. It was bad. I'm not saying it's a good movie. But I don't think it was terrible. I would watch it again. So as far as Sony making it, I don't really think that's bad. One of the things I heard was them putting in Carnage as quickly as they did, which to me I feel like that's the only route they could have gone.
Yeah.
I feel from what I've heard from the first movie, there's only so many routes they can go. And my thing is, Venom started as a villain. He was a true villain and then became an anti-hero. I feel in the movie, he was already an anti-hero. He wasn't even a villain. He was an anti-hero.
Yeah. Well, so the thing with the first movie, right? It's the Carnage is the only way they could it's the only route they can go because they killed all the other symbiotes, like for no reason. They just killed them. Or there may be more alive. I don't know. I could be wrong.
There should be. I'm sure there.
The main one's the yellow one, the blue one, the pink one, or I think it's pink. I don't know. But anyways, they died, I believe. But like I said, what sucked about it was it wasn't an accident that Venom was there. He left because like I said, he got tired of being a loser from where he's at. So Havoc, I believe is his name, the main Venom guy, was like, "Hey, you're coming back with me to our world." He's like, "But I don't wanna." And they fight, and I'm just like, so Venom was just a little kid that ran away from home because he got mad, and then he tells Eddie Brock, "I'm just like you." What do you mean? Well, I'm a loser too. Where I'm from, I'm a nobody. I'm like, Venom? You're making him a bum? Eddie Brock, yes, he's a bum. But it's Venom that makes him not a bum, because Venom himself is not a bum. But now you're saying he is a bum, just to be like, I see, I know how it feels.
Trying to pull the heartstrings.
It's
trying to make
Venom.
it
He doesn't have the only feeling Venom has is hunger and pettiness.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like I said, from what I've heard, the route they made Venom in the first movie was already rushed because he doesn't become an anti-hero till way later on. And so, I was talking to my friend about it. Is I feel this is the only route they can go, is introducing Carnage. I don't feel it's rushed, because really you don't got much options. My take on it is there's two routes they can go within the movie, because Venom and Carnage do partner up and go commit crimes, which I feel that's not the route they're going, because at that point Venom is a villain. Here he's already an anti-hero, so he's not going to partner up with Carnage. I feel that they might at first, until he sees how Carnage is and he's too out there, and he's going to try to stop him.
I can see Carnage going to Venom, and because you know how to, and that. I mean, I maybe in the comics. I mean, I'm sure it's in the comics, but I mainly know this from the cartoons, right? He's like, that's my dad. I'm his son. Like, he wants a relationship with Venom. Like a partnership that's like father and son, right? And Venom's like, that ain't for me, coach. And like you said, they duke it out together sometimes, and they duke it out against each other. Yeah. And
so for me,
I have to see this as maybe Venom tries to help Carnage, and then it ain't working, and then they have to fight.
Yeah, and that's how I see it too. I feel like they're gonna partner up for a little bit. Venom's gonna try to help him, show him the ropes. Carnage is gonna want to do more, push limits that Venom doesn't want to push, and they're gonna duke it out. I feel this is an opening to bring in Spider-Man, because I'm gonna be highly pissed off if Venom beats Carnage, because Venom cannot be Carnage. It takes Spider-Man and Venom to team up to beat Carnage. And so for me, I feel like Venom's going to lose. And at the end credit, I feel that's the way it should go.
You said that one more.
Anyways.
You said that one more time. Your stuff froze.
But I feel that Venom's going to lose. And at the end credits, you're going to see Venom trying to talk with Parker. You're going to find some way to introduce Spider-Man. Because, like I said, it takes Spider-Man and Venom to beat Carnage. Because Carnage is just that strong.
That'd be dope. I just gotta see where Far or was it Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and what's the other one?
I don't know. I still gotta see Far Away From Home. So
either way, that's the last MCU movie, I believe.
Yeah.
So that would make sense if that's how they bring Spider-Man into the world. With that, I just, for me, it's just weird seeing a high school kid beefing with an old reporter. Because the thing is, I could be wrong, but I feel like Parker and Venom were always in the same area. Whether they were working at the Daily Bugle when it comes to the regular Spider-Man, or Ultimate, where I believe Eddie Brock is like a bully jock.
Yeah.
And then they got beef in high school. So it's gonna be weird how you're gonna have a high school kid beefing with Eddie Brock, because they have history in that way. Granted, I mean, not everything has to be comic related, so they could just be like you said, hey, help me fight Carnage, and then that's where they become buddies or acquainted, and then.
I mean, truth be told, they might introduce Peter Parker as an adult already. Because they're not in the same universe right now. It could be a different Spider-Man.
I mean, it'd be cool to see him as a reporter again, or a photographer for the Daily Bugle. Yeah. I mean, maybe.
I mean, if I had to pick, I want to petition. Maybe we give Andrew Garfield another shot. I feel, to me, he's still my favorite Spider-Man, so I would want him back. I want my movie.
If I were to bring back in
Spider-Man 3.
If I were to bring back in Spider-Man, it's Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
I know you don't like him.
Nah. I don't hate him.
You don't like him as Spider-Man. You like him as Peter Parker.
Exactly. I feel Tobey Maguire was a good Peter Parker. Tom Holland is a good Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was a good Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I feel he caught both worlds well.
People will say that they would flip Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield.
People would, but I don't care.
Yeah. The thing is, the reason I can't do that is because the reason I don't have so much. Tom Holland's great. I feel like, he has, like, I said this past episodes, he has all the potential to be the greatest Spider-Man, Peter Parker combination out there. It's just the fact that he has no struggle, and his daddy's a billionaire. Off Tony Stark. So whatever he needs, he has access to. I personally like my Peter Parker struggling and not being able to pay rent, because I'm just like, you know what?
That's where some of the comic relief comes from.
Exactly. And at the same time, I was just like, I know I can't be Spider-Man, but I could be that one guy that's late on rent. And if Spider-Man can do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
Like, there we go. But yeah, so I'm like I said, I mean, I hope it, like, I don't want any movie to be bad, especially when it comes to stuff that I grew up with. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's great.
Potential.
We gotta see how Morbius comes out first, though. That will tell me how Carnage is. So,
is Morbius coming out before the Venom movie?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So that will tell me if Venom's gonna be good or not. And they're gonna be, and people may be like, "Why? They're two different movies. They're under the Sony umbrella." All right.
And they're both Spider-Man villains.
They're both Spider-Man villains. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, we'll see. It's content. Like, I'm gonna get something out of it either way. So yeah. If you were looking for us to be all like, heck yeah, it's gonna be great, I'm sorry, I couldn't deliver that to you. I mean, I'll go as far as say the next phase of Marvel. I don't feel is gonna be as hype as as what we got from Endgame. I feel like that was the
Yeah.
peak. I don't see Marvel. Marvel will have phenomenal superhero movies, but it will never hit that peak
I don't
because
know. The shows have been pretty on par. Shows have been amazing.
no, the shows have been great, but I'm just talking about. I don't know, man. I feel like with Thanos and all that, it's like, yeah. I mean, people could be like, well, top it off with Galactus, but I feel like they gave Thanos such a huge impact in the MCU. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like you've got to have Thanos or Galactus at that point, and then it's kind of like because they're not gonna do the Secret Wars. I do not see them doing the Secret Wars. As much as I want the Secret Wars, I do not see them doing the Secret Wars.
Probably not. I still feel like they could go other routes.
The reason I say Galactus because I want my Super Soldier.
Like yeah, I mean, I feel they're going to go Galactus because they're trying to introduce the Fantastic Four. But I don't know. I feel like there's other Celestials out there they can introduce. I mean, even with crap. What are those villains called? I want to say like they're alphas or something. They're world destroyers. They could introduce them, but then again, that would take a lot. Because you got to introduce Gladiator and his planet and his people. You'll have to introduce. Well, I mean, they already introduced the Creeds and like Agents of Shield. You got the Creeds.
Base Camp's frozen.
Do what?
Base Camp's frozen.
Again?
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay. The Squirrels they already introduced, so they could go that route. I don't know. We'll see. I feel it's gonna be good. I think it will live up to the hype, personally.
But do you think you'll hit? You think you'll hit Endgame?
I think so.
Maybe.
So.
I mean, I hope so too. I hope so too.
Honestly, it's sad, but it's all going to depend on how they do Fantastic Four. That's either going to make it or break it, in my opinion.
Yeah. One movie I want, if I could just have any movie, bring my boy Nova into this. And obviously, now the door's open for Nova.
Yeah. They've hinted at the Nova Force.
Yeah, so it's open, right? So yeah, I want Nova, man, because granted, I didn't know much about Nova until I played Marvel, baby. But I've read up on him. I read up on him a little bit, and you know what? I like him, bro. I think with him with the Guardians would be perfect. Mainly if Chris Hemsworth's done, like he could kind of go in there because he's an egotistical kind of guy. But obviously, people would want Richard Rider because he's the OG, which that's who I would want. Is Richard Rider to be my buckethead with the power of the Nova Force.
There's a joke in that name.
Yes.
Yep.
Isn't it Richard?
Huh?
Richard.
Yep, his name's Richard. But granted, Spider-Man taught me that joke. I was reading a comic book and they brought up Richard Rider and Spider-Man was like, "Hey, there's a joke in that name." And he just kind of at that. That's hilarious. Which is why Spider-Man's my favorite. Love
and
that.
I feel like they still really haven't hit that comic side of Spider-Man.
Not with this new one, no.
Yeah.
I felt Andy did pretty decent.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. But
let us know what y'all think. What's y'all's opinion on these movies? What do y'all want to see? Hit us up on Instagram, Dudeless Chat, on Twitter, Dudeless Chat Pod. Give us your opinions.
And if you're listening and you want to watch the videos, you can find us at Duelist Chat on YouTube.
That's
and
right.
If you're
Comment.
You can leave comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Give us a dislike or a like, whichever you prefer. I prefer
Ring that
likes.
bell.
Ring that bell, yeah.
That's what people do, right? Ring that.
Yeah. And I also want to give a little shout out, man. I want to give a little shout out to one person real quick.
Bell.
It's a random person. He's not so random. You and I know him pretty swell. And he just discovered that we do a podcast. Oh, I think he already knew, right? But he didn't know we had a YouTube channel. And he subscribed. And obviously, 22 of you people subscribed. And I'm sorry, YouTube doesn't tell me, for some reason, the names of the people that subscribed.
Yeah.
And trust me, I mean, obviously, our family. So, family, I'm not going to put your names out there, even though I'm sure we've done at least one of your names out there once. Thank you. But Edgar subscribed to us.
My boy,
Yeah. And oh, my camera
Edgar. He has some. Yeah, you got a little blurry. He got some comic book knowledge too. So
yeah. So no, no, that's what. So I told Edgar, and we have used in past episodes. We did content with the Gaming Bunch, and there's a guy named Anderson who's a huge Naruto fan, and he watches Boruto, and Edgar watches Boruto, and I love Naruto, and I hate Boruto. So
I want to watch Boruto.
So I mean, you can be part of it, but my future plan is I got to reach out to Anderson. But I told him like a month ago or so that I plan on get him on the show for sure. We're gonna do a Naruto Boruto episode, and basically, me as a Naruto fan and not a Boruto fan, if maybe I should get back into it, maybe there's something in there for me, or maybe there's not. And if you haven't watched either one, hopefully you'll get something out of it.
I actually started rewatching Naruto a lot and realized I feel like I felt this way when I was younger too, but like Sakura is annoying as F, but the episode I just got done watching, where Naruto tries to convince Sakura that she is useful and defend her, and like there's so many things that Naruto's saying that's so contradicting. I'm just like, you're kind of peeving me right now, Naruto. But he's still my boy. Shippuden, he's a lot better, but I just hate Sakura.
I will say
he tries to defend Sakura.
I will say I do like Naruto Shippuden, but I feel for me personally, the peak of Naruto was not the Great Ninja War. I feel that for me, the peak of Naruto was the Chunin exams.
Yep, I was about to say the same thing.
Cause that's where things get real, bro.
Yep.
And that's not to say there's no hype moments anywhere else, but the Chunin exams was where I literally had my heart pumping like, yo.
Yeah.
You know, and later down some things came predictable and it was still hype, but the Chunin exams, like, you see kids getting killed for an exam. So,
yeah. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, that for me personally is the peak of Naruto. But that's not to say the rest of it wasn't good. It was great. But yeah, Jacob's frozen again, but it's all good. We're done. Hopefully we'll have the boys back next time. We can talk about some of RE Village, especially because it was Trey's very first game, Resident Evil game, and he streams it at twitch.tv / he changed. He took. Like I just remember he took off ATZ. It'll be in the link in the description because I cannot remember. And I'm gonna get back to streaming now since I feel rejuvenated. So you can find me at Hey Ice. At all of our Twitches will be in the description if you choose to follow us and watch us. I will be streaming Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Things are subject to change though, so we'll just follow and you'll see when I can get on. I'm playing. I gotta get back on Sekiro because I've not beaten a From Software game yet, and that's gonna be the one I'm gonna beat. But yeah, I mean, if there's anything else, Jacob?
Nope, I'm good.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry we're gone, but hopefully, this will help make up for it. And yeah, so as Jacob said, you can follow us at Duelist Chat on Instagram, Duelist Chat Pod on Twitter. Also leave comments if you want. And yeah, we'll check
On
you guys
YouTube,
out
yeah.
on YouTube. Yeah, and we'll check you guys out next time. Later.